If you're the kind who doesn't get goosies from seeing or touching a snake, then you're either superhuman or a wizard. But for the rest of us average muggles who wouldn't dare touch a serpent with a 10-foot pole, even the smallest species could induce the worst nightmares. So, what more if we come face to face with these 10 rarest snakes in the world? What's up, Facnetics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. If you're planning a trip to the Caribbean, then stay tuned till our number 1 pick, just so you know how to avoid stepping on one of them. Who's your daddy now? Number 10. Golden lancehead pit viper. Fair warning, if you come across these light yellow-brown snakes with elongated heads that come to a point at the nose, then you better run for your life, because these golden lancehead pit vipers are some of the most venomous snakes in Latin America.
You break this team up, you're cutting the head off your most venomous snake, sir.
The good news is, you won't run into these deadly reptiles as long as you stay away from the only place where this species is found, at the Ilha de Camada Grande, or Snake Island, located just off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And in case you're wondering how deadly these bad boys are,
as a general rule, lancehead bites are awful. Major lethal actions upon the blood chemistry, but you also get a lot of local tissue death.
Thank goodness the sea level separated Snake Island from the mainland, where the lanceheads were eventually trapped. With thousands of snakes on one small island, it's said that there's one of them for every square meter. In fact, going there is so dangerous that it's heavily guarded by the Brazilian Navy.
And these shields, boys!
Keep watching, because our top entry is so rare, it was once even thought to have gone extinct. Number 9. Aruba Island rattlesnake. These venomous pit vipers consider the thorny scrubs and rocky deserts of Aruba's southern tip as their native habitat. But because of its light brown, tan, or almost pink color, these rattlesnakes are not easy to spot in their natural environment, as they can easily camouflage with the soil.
We never saw her.
Can't imagine why. Best damn camouflage I ever saw.
Unfortunately, their ability to blend seamlessly into their surroundings isn't enough to preserve their population. This decline may be due to humans encroaching their territory, with only 25 square kilometers of their habitat left undeveloped. With the continued habitat loss, it's estimated that there are fewer than 230 left in the wild. Number 8. Wagners viper. Suppose you had the crazy idea to see a Wagners viper up close and personal. In that case, you have to trek up the mountains of eastern Turkey and northwestern Iran, where they are said to be endemic. But even though you survive the treacherous terrains, good luck seeing one of these snake species, because no one has seen a glimpse of the elusive viper in over 140 years. It was even assumed to be extinct. Like other critically endangered species, humans are also to blame for the Wagner viper's declining population. People have been exploiting these snakes and are collecting them for the international pet trade. Thankfully, breeding and conservation efforts like the Species Survival Plan in North America have yielded positive results in recent years. In August of 2013, the St. Louis Zoo in Missouri successfully bred 9 of these extremely rare vipers. Number 7. Short-nosed sea snake. Currently, there are 69 different species of sea snakes, but one of them is facing the threat of extinction: the short-nosed sea snake. These critically endangered marine serpents can be spotted swimming along the reefs off the northern coast of Western Australia. These brown, slender snakes can grow up to 24 inches and live up to 10 years. They can swim down to 33-foot deep waters, but will linger around coral overhangs in shallow water during the day. Although short-nosed sea snakes have potent venom, humans don't have to worry that much, because their prey of choice are eels.
Yo, there it is again, man. There's something in here.
For 15 years, the short-nosed sea snake was feared to be extinct because there were no reported sightings since the year 2000. It wasn't until 2015 when one of these snakes was finally spotted in the wild. Number 6. Round Island boa. If you happen to be around the area of Round Island in Mauritius, watch out for these dark brown, slender-bodied crawlers that are covered with small keeled scales that may change color depending on the time of day. Although they appear dark when the sun's up, these non-venomous snakes turn lighter during nighttime when they are most active. This unique ability is made possible due to the polychromatic skin cells in their bodies. Mystique entered the group chat.
What's the matter, baby? You don't think I look pretty like this?
Sadly, in 1996, there were only 250 mature Round Island boas left in the wild. Since then, conservation efforts have been made to increase the number of these critically endangered snakes. Getting rid of goats and rabbits in the islet has proven to be effective in decreasing competition for prey and providing more living space for these boas. Number 5. Santa Catalina rattlesnake. Have you ever heard of a rattlesnake that doesn't have a rattle? Believe it or not, there is such a thing, and it's a species that you can only find in Isla Santa Catalina in the Gulf of California. The Santa Catalina rattlesnake is a small and slender, venomous reptile that can grow up to 29 inches in length and has the ability to swiftly climb up trees to hunt for birds. It has 2 color variations. Some of its species have a light cream color with reddish-brown blotching, while others have a light ash-gray hue with darker gray blotching. However, that's not what makes this rattlesnake unique. As it evolved through time, the Santa Catalina rattlesnake tail has degenerated so much that its rattle falls off every time it sheds its skin. Rattlesnake Jake is not amused.
I'm gonna blow so many holes in you, your guts will be leaking lead.
Well, then it's a good thing I brought some backup.
Number 4. Alcatraz's lancehead. It seems like a number of rare snakes have marked their territories in Brazil. While the golden lancehead rules over Snake Island, in southern Brazil's Alcatrazs Island, these venomous pit vipers are the reigning species.
Vision. This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
It's a relatively small snake, considering that it can only reach up to around 20 inches, but what it lacks in length, it more than makes up for with its unusually large eyes. The ancestors of this species weren't this small, but they shrank in size as they evolved due to allopatric speciation. It's when a creature gets a smaller nutritional value due to being geographically isolated.
What's his name? You're so tiny. No, you're not. No, you are. No, you're not. No, you are.
You see, Alcatraz's lanceheads inhabit a small island that only spans 1.35 square kilometers. Over the years, the snakes eventually ran out of available rodents to prey on, so they had to settle with smaller critters like cockroaches and centipedes, which of course was barely enough for their voracious appetite. Now, isn't evolution wonderful? Number 3. Antiguan racer. This snake species once held the Guinness World Record for the world's rarest snake back in 2004, a record that's not exactly great to have. Antiguan racers are known to only exist in an islet called Great Bird Island in Antigua and Barbuda. Although they're harmless and gentle to humans, they used to be the top predators in their native habitat. But in the 1890s, invasive mammals like the Asian mongoose were introduced to the islet to control the black rats. This also took away their prey and eventually caused the Antiguan racers' population to decrease. It even went down to just 50 in 1995. They became so rare that they were wrongfully declared extinct, not once, but twice. What? But thanks to environmental conservation groups, their numbers have grown back significantly over the last few years.
We've managed to reintroduce them to 3 more little islands off Antigua, and the numbers have climbed from about 50 to around about 1,000.
Number 2. Cropan's tree boa. Since 1953, none of these boa constrictors have been spotted in the wild, so just imagine the excitement of the scientific community when a live Cropan's tree boa was finally captured in 2017. The fact that farmers in the Atlantic forest in Sao Paulo, Brazil immediately kill snakes when they see one didn't help at all. So, researchers from the Museum of Zoology in Sao Paulo launched an extensive information drive for the locals. This proved to be successful when a live 5.5-foot female boa was finally captured in January of 2017, more than 60 years since its last sighting. It was almost killed by the people who found it, though. Fortunately, 2 bystanders recognized the snake from the posters.
I just can't get my nose right.
Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app settings. Number 1. St. Lucia Racer. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the rarest of them all? Say hello to the St. Lucia Racer, aka the rarest snake on Earth.
The St. Lucia Racer, yes, it is a snake, but it is non-venomous. The snake poses no threat to absolutely no one.
Okay, I hear you, man. This species, which can only be found in the tropical paradise of St. Lucia in the Eastern Caribbean, was once in abundance in its native territory. It was even considered the second most common snake species in the area back in the day. However, when Asian mongoose and other invasive alien predators began to tread their habitat in the 19th century, the St. Lucia racers became more and more scarce until less than 20 survived in the wild. It was declared extinct in 1936, but was eventually rediscovered in 1973. What remains of its population are currently fighting to stay alive within the 10-hectare Maria Major Islands. So, which of these rare reptiles made your skin crawl? I know all of them did for me, but sound off your thoughts in the comment section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? Keep your thinking caps on because we're about to debunk the 10 myths people still believe. Don't miss that one. Till then, save the snakes, Facnatics, and see you in the next video.